Insert in.
Welcome to part 2 of analyzing all of the Pac-Man ghosts in the history of Pac-Man Waka Waka. Coming at you with part 2. And today we're going to take a look at even more ghosts. No, not those ghosts, but the Pac-Man ghosts from the mysterious worlds of Pac-land and all the other places Pac-Man's ever been. Link is in the description below if you didn't get to check out part 1, where I take a look at the most famous ghosts, in my opinion. But like I said in part 1, maybe there could be a big Pac-Man game where he fights every ghost in the one game. That would be just amazing. That would be the ultimate Pac-Man game. That's what we need to happen in the future. Maybe for Pac-Man's, 50th anniversary or some shit. Anyway, let's get started. Number 1, Glitchy. Glitchy is probably the most mysterious ghost in all of the Pac-Man universe. He only appears in the video game Pac-Man 256, and when you find him, it's really interesting because the ghosts were already mysterious in Pac-Man, but now you have a ghost that's even more mysterious. Like, how does this ghost exist? Is it a digital ghost? What kind of laws of physics in terms of a ghost does that make him different than the other ghosts? Like, how is he born? Is he a metamorphosis of a bunch of ghosts that died and came together and that died in the digital realm and now he represents all of them? There's all kinds of possibilities and imaginations you could use of what Glitchy is. All kinds of fan theories and whatnot. A ghostly apparition is in the digital realm. When the game of Pac-Man breaks, it's like maybe there's other Glitchies out there, but Pac-Man's will only be able to discover one of them. Now when you find Glitchy in the game, he basically flickers all the different colors. Due to his inclusion in 256, it makes me wonder if such a ghost like that actually existed in the original Pac-Man arcade machine when it entered level 256, and that this ghost was inspired not only by that level in the game, the original Pac-Man game. Could it have been inspired by an actual glitch ghost that they discovered in the game's files? Maybe, possibly. Who knows? I don't know. It kind of reminds me of that old rumor that Ignat and from Aqua Teen Hunger Force were taken from an unreleased Atari cartridge and put in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's really where they come from. So maybe it's the same situation with Glitchy? Who knows? So plus the fact that this ghost is a glitch, does that mean it's more dangerous to Pac-Man than the other ghosts? If Pac-Man gets killed by Glitchy, does that mean that Pac-Man now has a permanent scar of a glitch on his body? It was just such a perfect way to come up with a brand new ghost character for Pac-Man to face off against. And I love when they created this character, they continued the tradition of the Y at the end of the ghost name. The traditional ghosts always had like a Y at the end, Blinky, Pinky, Inky, all the other E's, the Y's at the end, except for Clyde and Sue. A lot of the ghosts on this list are the remaining Y ghosts, the letter Y at the end of their name, which is really cool because they're kind of like in unison together, at least in names. And just remember, if you're playing a video game and it happens to glitch, beware, for Glitchy might be in the depths of the game, haunting it forever. Alright, moving on. Number 2, Wandy. Wandy or Wandy, the ghost, is basically a wizard that was the main villain in the video game Pac-Man All-Stars. And I never got to play this game as a kid, actually, and I really wish I did. He basically is like mad with power. He kidnaps the fairies, which apparently create the power pellets. And that's something I never knew before. Like, the power pellets were always very mysterious in the lore of Pac-Man. And in part 1, I said who created them? Why were they created? We still don't know why they were created. Maybe to give the packs, life or something? Because the power pellets are like an energy source for the packs or something. But anyway, we're getting off track. We're here to talk about the ghosts. We're here to talk about Wandy or whatever. He's a very cool ghost. He's become one of my favorites because of how he became more powerful than all the ghosts, and he kidnapped the ghosts and did like experiments on them to weaken them. And he basically wanted to just take over the ghost realm and become the ruler of everything. And he was just basically basically mad with power. Him being a wizard may seem a little generic, but actually for Pac-Man to take a ghost, give the ghost another occupation, another archetype from pop culture, a wizard, it makes me think that there's all these other possibilities of other kinds of ghosts you can have. You can have like a commander ghost that rules an army, or you can have like a samurai ghost, or whatever. And I think that's pretty interesting. As a side note, I also really love the fact that they include the fairies from Pac-land again and make them part of the lore of Pac-Man. It would have been really cool if Wandy was like a playable racer character in Pac-Man World Rally, or maybe one of the Pac-Man party games. But maybe because Pac-Man All-Stars was like kind of an obscure computer game, not everyone has played it, so I guess that's why. But then again, who cares, because it's a great game, and I really wish they included it on the new Pac-Man compilation they released, and that's really stupid that they didn't. Oh well, maybe in the next compilation they will. Number 3, Punky. Punky only appeared in one game so far, which was Pac-Man Maker. It's a pretty rare game, I guess I would say. I never even knew it existed, but I really would like to play it, and of course, they didn't release it on the last Pac-Man compilation. But Punky, it has a really cool name. I like that he's a dark shade of green, and who knows, like, if we got to see more of Punky, they could show that he really is like a punk kind of ghost, and maybe he could have a different kind of moveset and personality that's different than all the other ghosts. Number 4, Lackey. Lackey was a ghost that is from the unreleased Pac-Man game Ghost Zone, which was supposed to be released in 1997, and what wound up happening was they scrapped it and they made Pac-Man World in 1999, which was the first 3D adventure Pac-Man game. I really wish we could have gotten both though, because Ghost Zone, looking back at it, was awesome. Anyway, and it sucks, but there are a couple of ghosts in that game that were new ghosts that we never got to really see, and Lackey was one of them. I suppose by the name, Lackey would have just been like second in command to the main villain of Ghost Zone. From the prototype artwork, it looks like he's like sweating or something. I don't know. There's not much to say about Lackey, because unfortunately, just like the game itself, he was just a ghost. Number 5, Itchy. Itchy made his appearance in Pac-Man Party Royale. He's a very tricky ghost. He's like a murky color, green. There's always like a puff of smoke around him, kind of like Pigpen in the Peanuts, where like wherever he goes. And unlike the other ghosts that just want to kill Pac-Man, Itchy has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, so he's a very unique ghost in that he doesn't exactly kill a pack, he'll absorb you and basically take you over. With the name, they were going for something like the fact that he will absorb you means he's like itching at you, now become like basically a ghost zombie because of Itchy. You know, he's like itching at your soul. So no, not that Itchy from The Simpsons, a different Itchy. Once again, just like Glitchy, I like the fact that they came up with a different kind of ghost that has a different origin, that does something unique. Hopefully in the future, Itchy will appear in other games. Number 6, Dinky. Dinky appeared in the Pac-Man cartoon in the 1980s.
Surprise!
Boy, was he really annoying. Man. I mean, he would just fly around with the ghost gang all the time, and he would always be like complaining and whining and shit about everything under the sun.
I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm cold.
He was basically like a little kid. He had like a spinny top hat, and he'd always want a damn ice cream cone.
I want an ice cream cone. I want an ice cream cone.
He's a very gray ghost, and he's not the first gray ghost that I've noticed in the Ghosts of Pac-Man. Despite the fact that Dinky is annoying, I like the fact that they tried to make a memorable, humorous character on the cartoon. Who knows, like maybe in the future Dinky can come back and we could like unironically like him again. Like as of now, he's basically just a ghost of the past of that old 80s cartoon. Number 7, Creepy. Creepy is a ghost that appears in the Pac-Man Minecraft game. I'm not like a big Minecraft fan, but Creepy seems kind of like an interesting character that they created for the Minecraft version of Pac-Man. It's taken from the character in Minecraft called the Creeper or something. It's not the first green ghost we've seen, but it all works out pretty much. Creepy seems a little more powerful than the other ghosts, and I think that's pretty interesting because, once again, it gives Pac-Man another run for his money, another big challenge for him to face. Number 8, Finky. Finky is another unreleased ghost from the canceled Ghost Zone Pac-Man game for the PS1. And just like Lackey, I really don't have much to say about him. Although he looks like he's probably has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Maybe he's like fickle? I don't know. Not much to say here, though. And number 9, Hunter. Hunter was a ghost that appeared in like the first level of Pac-Man World 2, I think. The level Canyon Chaos. I really like this ghost. For some reason, people find this ghost to be a memorable ghost. Probably because he just comes in out of nowhere, and he definitely reminds me of Elmer Fudd. You know, instead of hunting rabbits, he's hunting Pac-Man. I like the fact that he's pretty much the only ghost that has a gun, or at least it looks like a gun. It's just really cool that they included something that is basically on another level of cartoonishness that totally reminds me of the Looney Tunes, and it just goes to show you that just when you think you know every ghost, there's all these other ghosts that appear out of nowhere. Now, there are other, like, background ghosts in the levels in Pac-Man World 2. I don't know if I'll ever get to them, but I think that Hunter is the most memorable of all of those ghosts in Pac-Man World 2 because he has a weapon, because he's like in the first level or the first world or whatever. I think he's a really cool ghost, and I really would love to see people make more fan art for Hunter and Hunter to appear in future Pac-Man games. This was part 2. I hope you guys really liked the video. Let me know what you all think. I'm going to do part 3 where I finish off the rest of the other really more powerful ghosts. Thank you for all your support. I hope you liked my ghostly tribute to the ghosts of Pac-Man. Thanks for watching.